Good afternoon, everyone, and it is TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. It's Ann Marie Sorrell, host of Tea with Ann Marie, where I am spilling the tea on all things business, politics, and community happenings. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week, a wonderful Friday. It's been a while. Since I have been here on Tea with Ann Marie. As you guys know, I only do this a couple times a month. But before we get started, oh my God, I'm so excited about my guest, Miss Robin Lipnack, who is joining me today. She is a good friend of mine. Robin, oh my God, I can't even remember how we met, Robin, but welcome to Tea with Ann Marie.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. Yeah, we met quite a few years back, and I remember we had lunch at a restaurant in Boynton Beach.
Yes, but I thought we met even before then.
Yeah, possibly.
At some networking or something, but and then we did a fun event.
That's right. I was representing a physician at the time, and we did kind of like a question and answer type of thing. It was you spoke about dating, and I had a life coach, Rochelle Schwartz, and we did it at Lord & Taylor upstairs.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I think everybody was so excited to talk about sex.
There you go.
And dating, but we should definitely do that again. It was a great event. So, Robin, you are, one of my colleagues in the marketing industry. You're like what I consider one of the marketing extraordinaires. You do amazing work with your clients, really helping them develop their business and their bottom line. And so I wanted to just, I always like my guests to really just say in their own words, your background, like where are you from? How did you get into marketing? How did you get into the business development side of marketing? Because that's a very specific niche area that a lot of marketing companies don't focus on. So just tell me like your background, share with my audience and, your background.
Sure. Well, I pretty much lived in South Florida. I actually went to college, and I have my master's degree, so I went to graduate school in New York for speech language pathology. So after grad school, I was working in hospitals with neurologically impaired patients, from gunshot wounds, Parkinson's, dementia, all of that. So I did that for just a few years, and just got kind of tired of that niche. And by some crazy circumstances, my brother, who was living here at the time, introduced me to, he's now in Atlanta, introduced me to the owners of an MRI company. I didn't know anything about marketing, anything about business development. I didn't even really know what an MRI was, but I ended up literally getting the job that day. So I worked with a husband and wife and son for 6 years, going into doctors' offices, attorneys' offices, chiropractors' offices, and getting business for the MRI company. But also during that time, I got to throw really, really fun events. So I would get these really beautiful budgets, and I got known for my party planning too. So instead of doing just healthcare events, I did medical, legal, and business. I would have professional athletes there. I would put candles and roses and all over. I did a beautiful one for a boat parade party. I had a huge budget, so I did that. And then when the company sold, I was really miserable with the new company that took over. So I said, you know what? I'm going to start my own healthcare business development company, which I did. And at one point I held an event and a former professional athlete was there, and we ended up meeting after my event, and he hired me and to open up all kinds of, doors for me, meeting new people and everything. So I expanded into, at some point I'm in financial technology, music and entertainment, food and beverage, real estate. I've hit all the, all the different verticals now. And so, he had called me up one day and said, get me on Dancing with the Stars. I'm like, how do I do that? And I figured it out. I literally figured it out within 15 minutes. I spoke with, Dina Katz, who's still to this day a casting agent. And I also built a relationship with one of the music producers who I'm still literally in contact now. And I was invited to be at Dancing with the Stars, and I did fly to LA for that. So now I'm in all these different verticals, and you never know how one thing can lead to another. It's amazing, and people shouldn't be so concerned with staying in their niche. Open your mind up. You just never know what might pop out.
No, I love that. I love that you're able to really expand out. You're not afraid to
Yeah.
take on something new. And, one of my favorite things is figure it out,
Exactly.
make it
That's one of
happen.
Richard Branson's philosophies, and I've stuck by that. Just figure it out later, because we're all so connected.
Exactly, exactly. Well, tell me about, I know you represent like quite a few really unique clients, and then some that may not be so unique, but in general markets. But tell me about some of your current clients.
Sure. One of my clients for the past 5 years is an amazing technology company called Augusta High Tech. 230 employees all over the world. We have both office location, Dallas, California, and 2 buildings in India. But everybody's an employee of the company with the exception of me, because I just do their business development. So they do everything, every type of engagement app, software, blockchain for business, enterprise, and healthcare. Some of their clients, they do, telemedicine platforms. I'm trying to think of, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, from startups to some of the biggest companies on the planet. One of my accounts, which I'm really excited to have brought in, is the Boca Raton Hotel and Resort. City Furniture, those are some of my accounts. Script Assist, which is a blockchain for healthcare for pharmacies. So they're an amazing innovation company, also doing really good things in the world. They have an amazing educational program for the underserved, underprivileged, people who've been victims of COVID, where a single mom can take a course in the evening for 3 or 4 months, come out, get their certificate for technology, pay absolutely nothing. It's just out of the kindness of their hearts, and come out making $70 an hour, literally, and owing nothing. So I would love to get the word out about that program to different cities and organizations and charities, because literally they are changing lives. So that's Augusta High Tech.
That is amazing.
It really is. They donated millions and millions in education.
Now, before you move on to the next one, how do we, because I want to definitely drop that information in the comments. Yeah. Is there a website or a phone number or something that anyone...
They can go through me, and then it's AugustaHighTech.com, the word Augusta, and then HITECH.com. But please, reach out through me, and I'll, send all the information that we have. And I would love to talk to anybody in charge of cities, organizations, even individuals who would love to take this course and come out literally making $70 to $80 an hour, changing lives.
That is amazing. That's amazing. And that's what I love about, the work that we do when we do this impact marketing or social marketing, whatever some people may want to call it. Now, what about some of your other clients?
I represent for also about 6 or 7 years, Clear Lake Financial. And Ron Epstein is the CEO. He's been in business over 30 years. If companies, this is also helpful to companies that are looking for working capital, money for equipment, an SBA loan, a commercial real estate loan. That's what Ron does. And he also does pay nice referral fees as well. He is only on the debt side, not on the equity, and he works with every single industry from restaurants, healthcare, dry cleaners, any type of business, and mergers and acquisitions. He finances all of that, and he's amazing with follow-up and just gets the job done. He's got hundreds of contacts, in banking and with private lenders.
That is awesome. Awesome. So when you're doing, let's talk about the what business development really is, because some people really don't know. Is it sales? Is it marketing? What exactly is it for those who may not be?
That's a great question. I myself don't get involved with websites except to consult SEO, social media. I leave that to the marketing experts that are much better at that than I am. I'm the relationship builder. For example, I went to an event at the Boca Raton Hotel and Resort, met the president, walked up to him, spoke with him, and here we are. I'm the former president of that. And then here we are. I connected them with Augusta High Tech, and we're doing a technology. I am reaching out to all different types of people for Ron Epstein every day to build those relationships, so when they or know somebody that needs financing, I introduce them to Ron. I'm on the calls with them. I do all the follow-up. Once the business kind of transacts, I step away and let them kind of take over, and I just follow up as needed. But it's all about building relationships, and the main thing is the follow-up. People, we get all, have lovely coffees and teas and all kinds of, fun things, and dinners, and then nothing happens afterwards. So, the important thing is to follow up. If you're on a call with somebody and they say, I'm going to introduce you to Joe, 9 out of 10, they're going to forget because they're busy. So what I do is, a gentle reminder and make sure that, we meet Joe and then I put them on a call with the appropriate client. So, and I stay in touch by email a lot too. Plus, I also try to give back and help. So if you need something, call me, and, 9 out of 10, I know somebody who I can refer you to, or just make an introduction just to help somebody.
Absolutely. No, and you do that.
Relationships.
Yeah, you do that so well as well. I really admire the people who have really good follow through and follow up.
Yeah.
That's so important in building relationships. And you touched on something that's so key when we talk about building relationships. I want to get into the art of that. Can you share some tips around the art of building relationships? Because I think that is the heart of networking, right? Most people go to a networking event. Okay, maybe not most, but some people go to a networking event, and it's all about, let me just get my business card out, or let me just see how much business I can get from this event or whatever. Which there's nothing wrong with that, but there's definitely an art to networking. There's definitely an art to building relationships, and being that this is what you do every single day. What are some tips that you can share with people for effectively networking and effectively building these long-term relationships that may not turn into a transaction right away? It could take years sometimes to turn into a transaction.
Yeah, no, absolutely. When you do meet somebody, like, I try to first focus on who they are, what they're about, what their business is about, goals, so I can get a feel for their personality and what they're about. And then, all my clients kind of go through my head to see who I might be able to introduce them to, as well as other contacts of mine. I mean, on LinkedIn, I've got 26,000 contacts, and I'm full on Facebook and all that kind of stuff. Plus, a Rolodex, from 15 years of doing this is huge. But it's really the art of staying in touch with each other, not always so much with a newsletter. I mean, I really try to spend that time and set aside that time to do a personal email or even a call. And one point is that I think that a lost art is actually picking up the phone. Like, some people, like, you have to text and make an appointment and set a calendar. And, weeks go by, and then, I'm just involved with, in introducing 2 people who are lovely people. I've seen emails go along for 5 days. Now that it's the deal is pretty much gone because they found somebody else, because it's 1 or 2 emails a day for 5 days, where if the 2 parties had picked up the phone the first day, we wouldn't have lost it. I mean, I know that in my heart. So I just wish people would be just a little bit more relaxed and amenable. I mean, we're all busy, but to at some point, pick up the phone and just have a 5-minute conversation. So much gets lost, with just those emails when you want to build a relationship. Also, I think, from what I know, it's a lot of people don't have confidence, or they feel like they may be intruding on somebody, by mentioning their business or something like that. And how I think of it is that anybody who is an attorney, or whatever marketing, whatever you do out there in the world, a physician, anything, you have a special skill at what you do. You have something to offer somebody. And I think that people should go in, and when they meet somebody, look, I am an expert. I am good at what I do. I want to, this is my service. I want to help you. I'm going to do the right thing by you. I'm going to work out of integrity. So be proud of what you do. Not like don't go in feeling like you're going to be intrusive in their lives by sharing what you do. Come in from the position of, I'm going to help you.
No, those are really good points. I want to go back to one of your first points, just about the emails and everything, because we're in this age of technology and automation. And so, everyone, not I have a Calendly, but I only use it for like booking the show, right? I don't use a Calendly to book my meetings, which I see a lot of people do that. Yeah, and it definitely takes the personal side out. Now, don't get me wrong, I do use my assistant, but I still feel like even with my assistant, there's a human touch to it. She's coordinating, she's calling,
and she's also very amazing with follow-up, so that's another good thing.
Exactly. Yeah. And she's really good with making sure that it just happens. Right. But I know that with, everything being automated now, people are definitely going to the Calendly, like scheduling apps, because it's just easier. They set their schedule in there, forget it, and they just kind of see who books or whatnot. I'm also a little controlling, so I want to know who's booking my calendar.
I feel the same. To be honest, yesterday I was on a networking call, and I did the follow up, and I asked to meet this gentleman. We did a Zoom call yesterday, and as we're talking, he's typing, and then he's like, and I said, is this a bad time? And this is our set time. He's like, no, I'm listening to you, but I'm also monitoring or moderating another Zoom call. And I was like, what?
While you're having a meeting?
I was so uncomfortable. Yeah, while we were talking. He's like, I'm listening. Because I could see he was distracted. And he was on his computer typing as we're talking. So, don't do that.
Yeah. Well, I was bringing that up because, how do you prioritize who to meet with? Because I think, for me, I wear a lot of different hats. And I know that, I get a lot of requests, and I try to really be there as much as possible to help everyone or to talk to people, but I still have my clients that I have to make sure that I'm, fulfilling and meeting their expectations. Then I have the community who elected me that I have to respond to their requests and meet their expectations. And then, my other ventures that I have here and there, right? So for me, when I tell someone that I am booked 2-3 weeks out with meetings, they kind of give me like the side eye, like, really? And it's like, I am, or I have to prioritize the type of meeting that I'm going to engage in. If you're trying to sell me something that I don't really need right now, then that meeting may get pushed to a later date, versus if, you're a potential client who needs our service right away, then I have to, bump you up and fit you in. So, versus, in the community. So how do you, yourself prioritize your meetings and with whom and then the purpose? And how do you also advise your clients to prioritize? Because we never want to be the person to turn anyone away or seem that we're just too busy, or that, especially for me, because I feel that everybody's important, right? So I don't want to make anyone feel that they're not important. So how do you prioritize, or what tips can you give for prioritizing situations like that?
I mean, I really try to research the backgrounds, for everybody that I'm talking with and everything. And if that person, can probably, mesh or be a good relationship for any one of my clients, then I prioritize them. And, I try to keep all the calls to 20 minutes each, that type of thing. And I really do well with time management. I definitely prioritize, the person, with matching them to the client. I also find that, interesting through COVID, when we got used to these Zoom calls, there's nothing better than face-to-face. I mean, I agree with that. But I just find that now with the Zoom calls, you get so much more in a day. It's so much more productive because you don't have to go, the travel time and going. So, you do a 20-minute, Zoom call, and you're still face to face. And again, it is not the same as being, in a room with somebody. But it's just so much more productive, I find, especially for me, who can focus in real well, see who I'm talking to, get an idea of who they are, and who of my clients I can introduce them to. So that's kind of what I do. I get hit up daily through LinkedIn with marketing companies, and that I've had to kind of cut back with. But one thing I do is I always get back to people, even if it's a no. That's another thing, that is a little bit of a pet peeve with the ghosting, where people will take somebody, a quarter way through a business deal, and it's fine if you change your mind. I get that happens.
Yeah.
But when you email 3 times to say, hi, what did you make a decision? And what are next steps? And they just stop after hours of conversation with a client of mine, that's a little tough for me. So what I try to do, because I know that that's a pain point, is I always try to email back, look, I need to postpone this. I need to cancel. Let's reschedule. Let's talk in a month, whatever it is. No, I'm not. No, my client's not interested right now. Thank you. So always thank you. Thank you is a very important word for me. I always thank people for their time. I appreciate that. And that's another part of relationship building, is just showing your appreciation and just a thank you and getting somebody, getting back to somebody. If you literally count to 3 or 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's how long it takes to send an email to somebody, saying, no, thank you. We really appreciated your time, but we're going to go in a different direction, whatever. That's it.
Yeah.
Just considerate of others. That's all. It's so important. It really is. You never know what somebody's going through. You just don't know. So.
No, we don't know. And those are really good points. And I know for me, sometimes it takes me days, weeks, sometimes to get back to people. But I do try to go through my LinkedIn or my Facebook or my emails. I'm still catching up on emails, but I do try to go through them. I was on Clubhouse for a while, and that became a bit much because, by the time you moderate a room, everybody wants to meet with you, and your DM is blowing up, and for a while I was like, okay, let me try to, sort through and see who I can actually meet with. And so I just had to kind of take a step back, because I was like, okay, this is a bit much, in addition to all the other requests that you get, and prioritizing. I asked another question I have for you, Robin, with your expertise and why is business development such a important part of the marketing mix, and your marketing program for any company?
I mean, because you need to build the relationships to bring in new business. I mean, that's really essential and important. And people are so busy. Whatever, you're a lawyer, or a doctor. I have a tea and coffee company. I have a title company, Augusta High Tech. They're all those CEOs and presidents, founders are so busy running their business, they just can't focus on going to networking meetings and making those calls. And they can't. Sourcing business is really time consuming. It really is, because you've got to go for to your personal database, your social media. There's so many different marketing meetings, everything. There's so many ways to do that. They don't have the time. They've got to. Marcy, who I represent for One Worldwide Title, she's got to be doing closings all day. So I have to focus on introducing her to new realtors and to new mortgage brokers. And I got her on NBC News twice. That's something else I did for her, because she truly is an expert in real estate. She speaks 3 languages. She's got proprietary software to monitor a real estate deal 24/7. She's just an amazing person. And then she just won I also entered her with the South Florida Business Journal, Invest in Title, and she won and was honored at a virtual event, a couple weeks, 2 weeks ago. So, Marcy's super busy. She doesn't have time to sit and do all these networking things and everything. So that's where I come in and I introduce her. What she needs is the realtors and mortgage brokers. So that's what I do for her. So she stays out of that. And then I just set up, we do either a Zoom or a regular call with a realtor. And then, hopefully they will send her their title work once they meet with her and see her awesome personality and how well she does.
Wow. Well, everybody needs a pocket Robin for sure.
Back at you, Carl. Back at you.
So let's switch gears now a little bit. You're very active in our community. I know you like working out is one of your big things as well. What are some of your other hobbies or things that you're involved with, or volunteer work that you're involved with?
Right. Yeah, and health and wellness is definitely mine. I'm very into, mind, body, spirit type of thing. It's all connected. You've got to move your body to, it clears your head. It's interesting because I saw an interview with Ryan Seacrest years and years ago. And people are like, oh, you have 18 jobs. Like, how do you stay so fit? And he said, I make an appointment. It's just to me like a business meeting. I have to go work out. I have to clear my head. And I actually, that statement kind of caught my eye. I definitely think it's important to make that time to work out and do self-care. Go for females go for a facial, that type of thing. You have to do that self-care. Also my parents are getting a little older. Got to take care of them and watch out for them. So that, that's something I have to balance. So that's important. I also am involved in a program where I mentor an 18-year-old. She unfortunately lost her mom to cancer at 17, I think, 16 or 17. And also her aunt was shot. So she lost her mom and her aunt all within like 2 years of each other. And here she's trying to find her way, in her junior and now senior year of high school. So I'm in a mentor program with her, which actually ended, but I still mentor her all the time. So, we talk all the time. And yeah, I want her to be successful in life. So I think that's important too. So yeah, that's kind of, what I do. If anybody, people call me and they want, maybe help me with a sponsorship to find, for an event, that's fine. I'm happy to help with that. So that's how I try to give back. And I am really trying with Augusta High Tech to get this educational program out there. I'm not compensated anything for that. Sean Caputo, the managing partner, is not. It's all out of the goodness of his heart, this program, and I'm passionate about it as well. Because like a family who's, working 3 jobs, single mom, single dad, whatever the case may be, or, you don't have the finances, or even know how to begin, applying for colleges or working or getting into college. This program is just amazing. So that's kind of what I'm focusing on right now.
Well, good. I definitely have to get you involved in Girls to Women, which is near and dear to my heart. For those who don't know what Girls to Women is, it's a nonprofit organization where we mentor girls in Palm Beach County. A lot of our girls come from the Glaze area, which is where I grew up in Pahokee, Belle Glade, South Bay area. And, our goal is to really be able to provide the girls with different opportunities that they may not normally have exposure to, educate them, everything from self-awareness to self-care to various careers and career development, professional development, personal development, all of that. So would love to get you involved, and we'll definitely be able to introduce that program as well to them, or even maybe their parents. So we'll definitely have to, after this show, get you engaged in Girls Who May actually have our planning retreat for the upcoming school year tomorrow. Because we plan the year out in advance of what we're going to do, the types of activities. And then, from there, we look for different speakers as well. So we'd love to have you involved as well, Robin.
Sure.
Yeah. So I know you may or may not be very political, and I do try to keep things a little unbiased, a little. But God, there's just so much happening in the political landscape. And so this show, we talk about business, we talk about politics, and then we go into more of what's happening in the community. But there's just so many things that I feel like are being politicized that should not be, and, starting with our public health crisis that we have right now. It has become such a political football on both sides of the aisle. And it's just to the point where it's just nauseating to watch.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah. So I don't know. What are you thinking about this without putting the politics in it? What do you think about the rise in these cases, and now the kind of the reversal, which in my personal opinion, it should have never been removed, or should never been stated that, people should do away with masks if they're for indoor and outdoors, et cetera. So what are your thoughts on these quickly rising cases across the country?
Yeah,
and particularly here in Florida?
I think there's a lot of misinformation out there on both sides. I think people have to, look at their own health issues, deciding whether or not to get the vaccine or not. I mean, I'm not a medical expert or a health expert, so I probably want to steer away from that. I find it, we've all had people affected by COVID. My brother had it my brother is like the picture of health, like never sick. I can't remember the time the guy had a cold or anything. Works out, eats really well, super fit, and he is a chiropractor, and he got COVID, and he was sick as a dog for 3 weeks. I mean, he's the type that gets up and walks his dogs at 4:30 in the morning, type of thing. And he's, super physical all day, obviously with his patients and everything. And, he got it, but yet my sister-in-law didn't get it. So, go figure. You just don't know. As far as masks, I think that's, to me, that's more, it shouldn't have been political. It's just a common sense thing. And I don't believe like all the masks. I think that, the cloth masks that people wear with the sparkles, I really think that doesn't really do you too much good. Maybe it's better than nothing. I think that, people should be wearing, medical grade masks. I happen to be working with a company. It's not a plug. It's called AquaPure. It's a fact. Super lightweight, medical grade, not expensive mask, super lightweight. And it's also very comfortable, to wear for hours. And it doesn't like touch your mouth when, on the inside. So when you're talking, the mask doesn't kind of go in your mouth or whatever. So, and ladies, your lip gloss stays on too with these masks. So that's important. Just kidding. It's funny. So if I do when I do go to the gym, I do wear a mask for, most of my visit there and everything like that. But, I just think that, like a surgeon doesn't have a chance to say, hey, I don't want to wear a mask today, when they're doing your surgery or something like that. So, if there's health issues like asthma or something like that and you can't wear a mask, I support that. I think, what I want to, how I feel is you have to decide what's best for you with your physician. That's really my point on it. It's not for me to say. It's not.
Yeah. No, and I think that is, in medical cases, things like that, I think that hands down, whether it's the mask or the vaccine, if there's, you consulted with your physician, there's a medical reason, absolutely, do what you must. But I just think that there's just this whole blaming of, the cases are high because of the unvaccinated, or the cases are high because of the those who are vaccinated. But it's just like,
I don't know what the truth is. I don't know what the truth is.
We don't know. And I just feel like, for everyone out there that's listening, I don't think anyone knows the whole truth, because this thing is just quickly developing. And I was telling a friend of mine this morning, I said, I like to watch the international markets, because when it comes to this virus, everything has happened mostly internationally first, and then here. The Delta variant started internationally, and then, inadvertently came here, and now is dominating our country. And so did the other variants, whether it was the UK, the Brazilian, the South African, whatever. Now there's
monkeypox. Like, what's that?
You're right. Yeah. Right. So, and of course there's, we still have the resurgence of the bird flu and so many other things. Right. So I think you just have to really take a step to protect yourself and your family by any means necessary. And if that means wearing a mask, or if that means getting vaccinated, then you have to make that decision to do what you have to do. And it just has to stop being so darn political. Like, this is a public health.
It's a health crisis. Yeah.
It's a global.
Get a good mask, not like, I know everybody wants to be cool with the sequins and all that, but get yourself whatever you choose, a good medical grade mask. If you're going to wear a mask, find one that's comfortable, but that's medical grade too. That's what I mean.
Yeah, put the sequins over it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I've seen some cute ones. I was like, but
I know, right? But yeah, it's not good. You want something where no droplets get in and no droplets get out.
Exactly. You want to be very protected.
Yeah, and if anybody's interested, acropure.com, ACROPURE.com. They're local here in South Florida too. They can ship them anywhere, and they're just, they're a few cents per mask or whatever, and they come individually wrapped. And I work directly with the owner of the company. So we've got plenty here on the ground for anybody who just happens to be interested.
What was the website again?
It's acropure.com, acropure.com. And if people get in touch with me, I have a discount code, but it's not even that. Yeah, I have a discount code for you. It's MASK15, MASK, the number 15, and you get 15% off. So take a look at that. Yeah. And then I just wanted to share also, I work with an amazing coffee and tea company, which is really fun. I work with Restaurant Beverage Services, and Jeff Ostroff is the owner, and he's been in business for about 30 years. And he serves, from Caloons to Farmer's Table to Joe's Stone Crab to Max's Grill, Woodfield, all that type of stuff. So those are his clients for over 30 years for coffees, hot teas, and iced teas for restaurants, hotels, and country clubs from Port St. Lucie to South Miami. He's awesome as well.
Yeah. Well, you know what I love about being in marketing, and I'm sure you can attest to this with you having such a variety of clients as well. Having the option for us as an agency, having the options to just work across so many diverse industries and, like you said, verticals where we're really able to learn so much. And I don't know about you, Robin, but somebody will say something, and then next thing you know, I'm like spewing off all this information, and I sound like a walking encyclopedia.
That is so awesome that you said that, because that is literally, people have said to me, how can you, I get it a lot, how can you be effective, with working so many different companies, you're all over the place, you're this and you're that. And again, everybody's related, everybody, works together, everybody knows somebody. So that is definitely so not an issue. But I sit on these technology calls when we're talking to, CEOs of, major corporations and, major champagne company or whoever we're talking to. And oh my God, I learned so much. It's like such a high for me. I get off, these calls. And I just have, I didn't know anything about technology when I first got this job. In fact, he didn't want to hire me. Someone pushed him into hiring me. And, I've been with them for 5 or 6 years. But, and it's been an incredible ride. But, it's you've got to do what's best for you. Coffee and tea. Coffee. What do I know? I've learned a whole new industry over the past 5 months. I've now learned a ton about real estate. And 20 people a day are like, you got to get your license. I'm like, nah, not the second. But yeah, I've learned so much about real estate deals right now. So that's what I love, because now I'm so eclectic, and I think it just makes me more marketable because I know so much about so many different areas of business, which I love. I love that. So
I love it too. I just hope, because I'll give you an example. I was with a friend, and I went over to, I love going by the ocean. And so driving back, and they were like, when is this bridge going to be done? The South End Bridge for Palm Beach. And I was like, oh, well, it's going to take time because, and I'm just spewing off all these different construction facts, and, they have to take time to build the bridge and da-da-da. And then after a while, I was like, oh, I was like, did I just give you way too much information, huh? And I was just like, all right, I have to catch myself, because, if it's something that you just inadvertently learn about, you're not even thinking when somebody brings the topic up, how you just kind of go off on this tangent. But that is what I love about our work. We become these mini subject matter experts. We may not know all of it, but at least we can have enough information to help educate others about various different topics or whatnot. So community happenings, I know for, oh man, we have so much coming up on my end that I'm going to talk about in a little bit. What about you? Anything you got coming up?
As far as
just any events or anything that you have that you want to let people know about?
No, I haven't. I'm not. I'm talking about a real estate event with my client who's a title company and somebody from a major magazine. Talking about that. But no, I haven't. I've in my career, I probably hosted 125 events, anything from 5 people to 500 events in my career. So I can do that. But for right now, I really don't have any, as far as events, planning on hosting any or anything like that, not in the near future. I do have in the meeting I'm excited about. I'm not going to say who it is, but it's something statewide with the technology a technology council. That's all I'll say. That's going to be a meeting with Augusta High Tech and myself. So we're excited about that. That will be an in-person meeting. We have some people flying in from the government to meet us within about 2 weeks. So that's really cool and exciting. So. But that's about it. And out of respect for what's going on health-wise, I'm not sure it's the best thing, to be in a group of 300 people or 200 people. That's my philosophy. It certainly doesn't have to be anybody else's. So, I'm just kind of taking it as it comes,
Yeah. No, trust me, I agree. We actually have an event coming up next week, but we're capping it at about 100 people.
Right.
Just to make sure we can
be safe,
spread out properly. Be safe.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, but so I do have a few announcements to share with our community and audience that's listening. We have, for those of you who are local in Palm Beach County, particularly in West Palm Beach. So next week is a pretty busy week for us at the Mosaic Group, where we have, if you guys are familiar with what we call the tent site. So this is a real estate development project that's coming up. So the tent site, which is right in the middle of Okeechobee Boulevard and Quadro. So across from the Jaguar dealership. So that site has been looking at various redevelopment opportunities for years, and some have come and gone. Some badly politicized, some not. But either way, I'm working with developer Charles Cohen with Cohen Brothers Realty Corporation. And so we have a proposed development that will be going before planning and zoning pretty soon. And so we're having a community update meeting, and we're inviting people from the community and it's a virtual meeting, which will be next Wednesday, August 4th. And so we're inviting the community to come and learn about this development, the design of it, what the impact will be for West Palm Beach and Palm Beach County, and even South Florida as a whole. It's for, Class A. It's a world-class Class A office space building with ground floor retail and open spaces for the public to enjoy. So it's going to be a pretty phenomenal development. So we want to invite everyone from the community to come out, particularly, especially if you're either work or live in the downtown area, because you would be directly impacted the most. So we want you to definitely come out and learn about this project. And for those who are even in the construction side, because of course, once we get construction going, there will be bid opportunities as well. So August 4th, you can register at westpalmpoint.com, and I'm going to put that in the comments. The name of the development is West Palm Point. So you can register for the event to learn more and be a part of the presentation at westpalmpoint.com. So that's happening next Wednesday, August 4th at 6 p.m. via Zoom. On August 5th, because as of Sunday, it is National Black Business Month. This is going to be the 18th year of National Black Business Month, which was, I don't know what I can't think of the proper word right now. But anyways, it was declared that under President George W. Bush, with the help of William Templeton and Ms. Jordan, who came up with this National Black Business Month. And the goal is to really celebrate and showcase and honor and support Black-owned businesses for 31 days in the month of August. And it's just for everyone to make a conscious effort to do so. Sometimes we know who a Black-owned business owner is, and sometimes we don't know, right? But one of the things that I've done is I've created a online directory at blackbusinessloop.com, where you can go and search for different Black-owned businesses. Or if you are a Black-owned business, you can go ahead and register your business at blackbusinessloop.com, so that way you can, be found in the search. But we have an event with the City of West Palm Beach mayor, who is hosting the event, Mayor Keith James, next Thursday, 6 p.m., 6 to 8 p.m. It's going to be a networking event. The mayor is going to be the host, but we'll also have his department heads to talk about the different opportunities with the city of West Palm Beach and what the city of West Palm Beach is doing to support diverse businesses, as well as we will have entertainment, we'll have food, we'll have beverages. Masks are required as well. But we're going to have a fireside chat with Ann McNeil. She is the owner of MCO Construction, and she is just a phenomenal. She started National Association of Black Women in Construction. She started International Mastermind Association, and she just does a lot. She's written books, all this great stuff. So, and we'll also be featuring several other West Palm Beach Black-owned businesses at that event on next week. So you can register.
Or just film in person?
Say that again.
Will that be a virtual event or just in person?
This one will be in person.
Okay.
Yeah, so that will be in person. You can register at blackbusinessloop.com to learn more about the event and to register. But it should be, this is our 7th year doing it. We didn't do it last year due to the pandemic. And when we started planning it, the numbers were not going like this. So, but we will be, utilizing CDC guidelines. Will be temperature checks, will be requiring masks for you to come into the event as well, and ask that, if you're not eating, to wear your mask. So we'll be, doing as much as we can to try to keep people safe at the event. But we're really excited about it. And then on August 13th, to continue the celebration of National Black Business Month, we're having our virtual conference, which is the Road to Generational Wealth. And we'll be talking about a variation of different topics from, different types of growth industries, such as solar infrastructure. We'll be looking at what's hot in technology. We're looking at, where the money resides, this whole thing with cryptocurrency, NFTs now, real estate. We'll be looking at the now estimated $91 billion cannabis market, and so much more. So lots of topics to cover with that event. Many great speakers from around the country that will be speaking, and that will be virtual. And it's going to be August 13th. You can register at either blackbusinessloop.com or nationalblackeconomicconference.com. And I'll put both of those in the chat. So August is definitely a crazy month.
Yeah. Definitely the development one, so I'll get that link from you. I think you said next Wednesday at 6 o'clock. I'm definitely interested in that for my title company that I work with, for Marcy Gregorio and all the realtors that I know, and that would be great for me to attend. So I'd like to do that one for sure.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you said that, because I want to make sure that, people know that all of these events are open to the general public. Oftentimes, because I put on an event that says it's, supporting Black businesses or celebrating Black women businesses, or it could be an event for women. And oftentimes, people will tend to exclude themselves, like, oh, well, can I come? Is that for me? And it's like, absolutely, you can come. This is about awareness.
Events, I'll attend that one.
Absolutely. So yes, it is all of these events are open to the general public. And I'm just putting them in the chat for in the comment section as well. So that way people can know Black economic. Spell that. So people can know where to go and register for these various events that are coming up. And then, of course, I have Cannabiziac, which is our cannabis education and training company. So for those who are interested in starting or expanding their business into the cannabis industry, we have a ton of opportunities for you. We actually have, we do 4 signature events a month. You can go to cannabiziac.com to learn about the various events that we have. We also have on-demand courses that you can take at your own pace on our website, as well as our incubator program, which will be starting in the fall, and registration is open right now. for any business that wants to go through our business incubator program to start or grow your cannabis. So that is all at cannabiziac.com. So of course I had to give those shameless plugs. And my last plug, Robin.
Yes.
I am excited to announce, you'll hear it first, alongside 14 other authors, have a new book coming out called No Glory Without a Story. And it's about, for those who have an idea or dream or goal of becoming an entrepreneur, how to birth your new business. And so I am just honored to be alongside 14 other amazing entrepreneurs who have co-authored this book. It will be released on August 13th. It'll be available on Amazon August 13th. We will also be talking about it at the conference as well. But for anyone who is out there, whether it's a young entrepreneur, or if you have a youth entrepreneur that's interested in starting a business, or anyone that's interested in starting a business, or anyone who has started a business and just want to learn from myself and others, just how we've kind of gotten through some different times, right? Some tough times, some challenging times, but also some rewarding times. We're sharing those stories in the book. And so you'll be able to order your book starting August 13th. And so congratulations to all the other authors. And I got to give a shout out to Ms. Mia Merritt, who is the publisher and editor for this. And this is her vision, her idea. And I'm just happy that she invited me to participate in this collaborative piece of literature.
Very cool. Awesome. Very cool. Happy and excited for you. Congratulations.
Thank you. So before we close out, Robin, any I always like my guests to think of a golden nugget that they would like to leave with our audience. But before your golden nugget, let's just remind everyone how to reach you, because like I said, everybody needs a pocket Robin. So if they want to engage your services or reach out to you for any assistance.
I'm happy to just give any, advice or just chat or, whatever. It doesn't have to be, even about a client or whatever. But my cell phone is, and it's always, of course, on 754-234-6494. That's 754-234-6494, or email Robin, and that's Robin with an I, at rllmarketinggroup.com, sorry. Robin at rllmarketinggroup.com. So,
okay, is group spelled all the way out, Robin?
What?
Is group spelled all the way out?
Yes. And you can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on Facebook. I have a personal and a business page as well.
Awesome. So let's share, what is your golden nugget that you want to take away, that you'd like our audience to take away today? I know you dropped a whole lot of them already.
I guess my final is work out of, integrity, believe in yourself, believe in your product or your service, follow up, get back to people, ask how they're doing, if something, maybe, they've had a hardship or a death in the family or been sick, follow up and say, hey, how you doing? I do have a client, a contact of mine who just suddenly lost his wife, just very suddenly. After a simple surgery. So I've been texting him every 3 to 4 days, just, hey, how are you? Anything I can do for you? Just things like that. They just mean so much. And, you don't advertise that. I don't put the fact that I do that all over Facebook. I do those things quietly. It's for, just for you to reach out to others, see how they're doing, check in with people. You never know what's going on in their lives. And, love what you do. Love what you do.
No, Robin, and I thank you and I appreciate you for that, because I know even this morning, I thank you. You reached out to me and you were insisting that we reschedule. And I thank you for your condolences as well. And for being understanding. And, you know, as I told you, I was like, no, I gotta keep the show going because my grandmother would have wanted me to keep moving forward. And this is gonna keep me from crying all day.
And it's okay, and you know what, girl, it's okay if you do, and we're here to support you. We've all gone through it, so we're here to support you, and it's okay if you do. You're human. We all are.
Thank you. And I want to thank everyone out there who have text or DM me or have replied on my comment with the photos of my grandmother. She is very near and dear to me and our family. And although we're in a world of pain right now, I thank you all for your condolences, your prayers, your love, the light that you're sending my way and our way for our family. I really appreciate each and every person out there who is really just showing us that love right now. And I'm trying not to get emotional, but thank you so much for just all of it. It really means a lot to me. It means the world, and it means a lot to my family. And, Grandma, I hope I'm continuing to make you proud and is the woman that you envisioned me becoming and continuing to become. She was 90.
God bless. God bless.
Yeah, she was 90. So she fought for a while. So we're sad she's not with us physically. But we're happy that she will not be suffering anymore and in any more pain. So we're just looking at the positive of that, and we're just going to continue to be strong together as a family. And again, I just appreciate everyone for their love and support and light.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, Robin, again, I didn't want to reschedule because I wanted to sit down with you, my friends, and be able to share your story, share the great work that you're doing with your clients and how you're helping them achieve their success. If you need to reach out to Robin, again, please, she has extended her cell number, her email address. She has shared so many great tips. If you're just tuning in, make sure you go back to the beginning and listen or watch from the beginning so that you don't miss all the amazing information that she has shared. Please share this with others in your network. And Robin, please continue to do all the amazing things that you're doing and continue to be a part of my life and my network. And I appreciate you dearly and love you dearly.
You're awesome. You're the best.
Thank you. Everyone, please have an amazing rest of your Friday. Have an amazing and safe weekend. Please be safe out there, and please be sure to check out the events that we have coming up next week and the following week, as well as all the other initiatives that both myself, Robin, are doing in the community. So thank you all for tuning in. And until next time, be safe, be well.